What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Dead Noise. I'm Chris, and thanks to the power of Zoom, I am here with the alternative metal, neo metal band TSS. How you guys doing today?
Hey, what's up? We're doing
Hi.
great. We're so happy to be
Yeah, we're
here.
doing great.
I'm,
Thanks
I'm,
for inviting us.
oh, of course, I'm super excited to talk with you because, like I said off camera, I love the upcoming album, and I'm super excited to talk with you guys all about the album and the making of it, and just yeah, let's just get right into it. The new album, End of Time, comes out June 27th via Fearless Records. How excited are you for people to hear this? What's the anticipation like?
I can't wait to release this album. It's like the last 2 years that we've been working on that, and we are very proud of it. I think um, we made a step further toward what the perfect album would be in our eyes, and yeah, everything is way better than we did before. Every tracks are absolutely as we wished they would sound. I don't know if that's clear enough, but yeah.
I also feel like we had time to really gather everything we wanted to show about that new TSS era. So I'm also super proud of it. And also, like this is our first album coming out through Fearless Records. And
Mm.
Fearless Records, for me, I think for the other guys too, has always been my dream label since I'm a child. Because every band that shaped me have been working with CLS basically. So I'm like super excited, super proud, and like yeah, the context could not be better than this for our first release as a metal band. So yeah, super pumped.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was a question that I had for you working with Fearless Records because some of my all-time favorite bands are on there like Ice Nine Kills and they got heavy hitters like The Plot and You, I Prevail and recent signees like you guys and Windwalkers. I mean they are just stacked from top to bottom. So I'm really curious like in your time working with them so far to this point, what's the working relationship like and how's it been working with them?
We were a bit afraid at start because we thought that we would be um, the little band that don't get a lot of attention from the label, but it was the opposite. Everyone is so kind with us and so patient and so involved in the project. Like we feel heard, and they gave us all the freedom, the artistic freedom we needed and we wanted. So everything is perfect.
Yeah, I'm also super happy with how the collaboration turned out because the you can feel everyone that's involved in the team that are developing us is super aware about everything we're doing. You can tell they know everything about the project and they're so quick to help anytime we need. And they give us so much freedom about anything. They're super trustful with us. Uh, yeah, it's just super nice. They even came to France just last week to meet us. Like some
Wow.
of the Los Angeles office came here
Yeah,
to meet us, and we had such a great time, and it was super nice.
it feels like they really like the project, and they didn't sign us just because we had a little bit of hype, you know. They deeply love the songs and they know the songs and stuff. So
That's always good. It's nice to hear
yeah,
that they like number one that they treat the artists well and they give them the creative freedom to do what they want. And but they also it shows that they care about the artists. They're not just looking for business transactions, for lack of a better word. Um, Now with this album, I feel like the singles, this is one of the few albums where I feel like the singles are a pretty good sonic indicator of what the rest of the album is, and I mean that as a compliment. But there are some really good non-single tracks that are some, my favorites on the album. My two favorites are Notes in the Dark and In the Haze We Hide. Just
oh yeah,
I just think they're so fun, and I think they would go over really well, especially in the live setting. Do you guys have any stories from the making of those songs or any memories that stick out to you when you look back and listen to those two songs?
Mm, Actually, for In the Haze We Hide, we were in a big house that we rented for a week during the last summer, and we were all usually we compose from our respective house. Like I do the instrumental at home, and Kirby records his vocals in his home, and we are like 3 hours drive away. But for this track, especially, we were together, and it has a very different feeling about how it sounds and how we feel when we listen to it again, because we have memories attached to it, like real memories, and yeah, that's very special.
I think I could say something about So Long My Friend also, the very last song of the record.
Hmm.
Um, that's the song that that the making started the most long ago. Because I think we started it maybe 4 or 5 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Then we reshaped it, inviting a very talented musician from Germany. He's called Jay Blido. He's even worked with Bad Omens on some acoustic stuff, and he basically recorded the strings and everything. So this song has some real string instruments. So we're super proud of it, super pumped about it, because it's not so typical these days. And yeah, and basically, I guess that's the song we spend the most time on. So yeah,
I don't know if this was written with like vinyl in mind, but like it feels like there's a first half and a second half, like two different sides of the album when I listened to it front to back. Was that a conscious decision on your guys' end when it came to constructing it and ordering the songs?
Actually, we didn't think about the vinyl stuff, but the track called Particles, which is the interlude for the album, is our outro during the live shows for like
Oh.
I would say 3 to 4 years now. So it was like a kind of a bit of a surprise for the people who saw us live, because they can finally hear the track in good conditions. And it was like the the natural way to create an interlude was to add this track inside. And and yeah, for End of Time, we just wanted to have an epic intro for the album, in which there is some vocal parts at the very end, the very last track of the album, like Solo My Friend, sorry. So yeah, it was kind of it was a way to create like a cycle, like a loop when you listen to the album.
I also very feel like after Particles, we switch into the very, very dark side of TSS with some very, very dark songs with the very dark thematic. Like after Particles, you have Dead, Fantasize, Ending Scene, So Long My Friend, which are I guess, the darkest lyrics from the album. So I definitely feel like there's a switch after Particles, and I also felt it like this.
Now you guys also have some shows coming up soon in the summer and fall. How excited are you guys to go back to certain areas and explore some new places?
We're super
Um,
excited about the shows in Japan, because there's two of them. One is a festival with um, some pretty good band, with like Sailing Before the Wind or Nocturnal Lost. So super pumped about it. And the day after, we're playing a show with our friends from Cult. So this is a crazy achievement for us, because we've been collaborating on a song and stuff without imagining not even 1 year later we would play together in Japan. So it just happened like that. And that's definitely something crazy to us. So super pumped to go there and rock the stage with them playing Dead with the actual lineup from the music video. So that's really
yeah,
great.
And also, I've never been to Japan, so it's a dream come true. And then yeah, we just announced a headline tour in Europe. Um, for now, only the German shows has been announced, but a lot of shows will be added to the list, and we can wait to do that because we just did our first headline sold out show abroad. It was in Cologne. Uh, the last I think it was 5 days ago, and it was really a different feeling to have so much people coming, especially for you. And we can wait to live that again and to meet every people, uh, every fans we have across Europe. So it will be a great experience.
Also in July, we will play a show with basically the three biggest French bands,
Oh yeah.
Gojira excluded. I'm talking like they are
Okay.
Landmarks, Resolve, and Novelists, and so we're sharing the stage with them. Um, we already played with Resolve before, but we never played with Novelists and Landmarks, and we're super pumped about it. Like we're gonna try to put the best show of our lives to try and fit with the crazy lineup. So yes, we're super excited about this.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about the aesthetic inspiration of the band. I want to start with the album artwork because when I get to talk to a band about an album, that's one of my favorite questions because I love albums as a whole, as a format, as a body of work. So, what was the inspiration behind the artwork and how do you think it visually represents what's going on musically on the album?
Honestly, I think it represents our switch, our style, our music style switch perfectly. Because I don't know if you've checked our past discography, but the album we released just before, that was a French pop album,
Hmm.
but also under the name of TSS. It has our faces and like torso in a chromatic blue kind of purple aesthetic, like in space. And on the end of time cover, you can see a very dark medieval gothic gauntlet grabbing a chromatic blue kind of purple hand. And basically, it's like the dark, the dark era of TSS grabbing the old into the darkness, you know?
The main point is that we really love that medieval aesthetic recently. Like we've tried to put it on the screen with the Dead music video.
Hmm.
And yeah, the gauntlet represents the heavy part of TSS, grabbing the old TSS into a new era. And yeah, I think that the next album will be totally dark or something like that. We don't really know how where we're going next, but we will not leave the heavy part for sure.
What inspired the switch up and like getting more heavier with this album?
We actually started the band with a more emo core sound,
Hmm.
like the very, very first track we've recorded. And then we signed with a French pop label. And we were like, okay, we will try this synthwave pop, full in French. And going back to the metal was just going back to our roots because we've always been listening to metal, and we have seen a few new metal bands uh, popping recently, so we were like, okay, maybe it's our time to go back to more heavy stuff, and that's what we did because um, we just had that ambition to go heavy again, and here we are. I think that the main point, the main motive for TSS is like we don't like to do the same thing twice.
Hmm.
So once we've tried that puppy thing, we were like, okay, now let's do something else. We know that we have to stick to something so we don't lose half of the audience every album, but now, yeah, we'll try to put every music style that we like into the next song. Because like we've tried funk with You Be My Therapy, we tried hyperpop, we even tried more trappy stuff and stuff like that. So yeah, it will always be new music styles coming into the TSS sound, but we'll see.
I feel like the our beginning as a pop band uh still kind of shines through our music right now because we're still keeping that radio kind of choruses
Hmm.
Mm.
and we're actually managing to make it fit into really heavy songs. And I think that's something that really defines TSS. So yeah, I guess we're still feeling the pop era even in the stuff we're doing right now.
And going back to the aesthetics, we talked a little bit off camera about the Killing Me music video. I love the nods to the Matrix. I feel like that is just plastered all over that video in the best way. Um, and you told me that it was also like The Ring was a bit of an inspiration, and I'm really curious, like what is the how do you guys incorporate like the aesthetics of like mid like late 90s early 2000s horror and sci-fi and stuff like that, like how fun is that to incorporate in your music videos?
I loved how we mixed uh early horror movies elements with I would say some kind of video games um coded stuff that kind of reminds me of some Final Fantasy stuff or that kind of things, and I think it really made that one music video pretty unique. I love what we created with Pavel. He's just so good at his work.
Now before I let you guys go, this is my favorite part of every interview. I have a speed round for you. So
Mhm.
I've got 5 questions. If you want to elaborate you can, but you can just say the first thing that comes to your mind. The first question: your favorite song to play live?
Something in the way. What about you,
Killing me,
Matthew?
killing me.
Nice.
Yeah, something in the way is the most heavy part with the heaviest breakdown of the set, and everybody jumps. And that's also the last track, so we say that to people that this is your last chance to jump with us, so everybody's excited. So it feels great. Like,
For me, it's killing me because I felt it especially in during our last headline show. It's that one song that everybody knows, and what I usually is what I usually do is that I kneel in front of the first rows, and I just feel like I'm singing with the audience. Like literally, I'm like a few centimeters away from their faces, and we're just singing together, and I can hear them screaming the words, and it's definitely something. And I really feel that connection, especially during Killing Me during our live show. So that's definitely my pick here.
That's really cool. Um, your most embarrassing moment on stage.
For me, it's the we called the wall
Matthew, do
of
you want to
death
start?
and it failed, and it happened twice. Like we called the wall of death, and people actually separated the room in two times.
Hmm.
But both times they didn't go on the on when we gave the green light. They just stood still, and it
Oh,
happened twice. That makes it really, really absolutely crazy. So now
That's
trying
definitely
to
it.
we're not trying to call Wall of Death anymore.
was it twice in the same show?
No, different shows.
No, no, two different
Oh.
shows. But yeah, that was traumatic.
Would that be your answer too, John?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Um, your dream tour lineup.
Oh, mine would be Bring Me the Horizon, I guess, because uh, I think that's Bring Me the Horizon is leading the scene for like a decade now, and it's the most inspiring band for me. So yeah, maybe Linkin Park too, because I grew up with him. But
Chase
yeah,
Atlantic because they're my favorite band to watch live. I think they're the band that puts out the craziest show that I've been able to see. So Chase Atlantic for sure.
Your favorite thing to do outside of music?
playing video games for sure. I'm a big gamer.
Probably
But
napping.
Man, I wish. I am physically incapable of taking naps. Like once I'm awake,
oh,
I'm up, no matter how much I try. Um, and the last question, this one's always my favorite one. The song you wrote that means the most to you.
hmm. I think that Killing Me is the song I'm the most proud of
Hmm.
in every aspect because because of the lyrics, because of the improvements I've made during the composition and during the mixing and mastering process. That was actually the most difficult song to mix, and I'm so proud of it. So Killing Me is the the most important TSS track for me overall.
Yeah, it's the same for me. It's killing me. That's why I really felt like I improved vocally, lyrically, and yeah, it's killing me for sure. That's always like if I have to show TSS to someone that doesn't know about us, I would show Killing Me for sure.
Yeah, same.
Now that you say that, I feel like I would too, because I always think of that, like if I was gonna show someone a song, what would it be? And I always kind of go to my favorites, which are always like either the outliers or the deep cuts. But
Mm.
yeah, I feel like Killing Me kind of is a really good introductory song to someone who's like never heard you guys. I feel like that was the first. That was either the first or second song I heard from you guys, and it definitely made an impression for sure. So I think you guys are onto something with that.
Nice.
Well, that was everything that I had for you guys for this go around. Was there any closing message to any TSS fans watching?
Thanks for sticking
Mm.
with us. I got a lot more to show, so stay tuned.
And to everyone who watched, thank you for watching. And until the next interview, stay tuned, stay scared, and I'll catch you later.